The purpose of this video is to show you around the Risk Manager software. After logging in, you will be directed to the dashboard. The dashboard is a space where you can see both personal and company-related data. At the top of the dashboard, we have the module items. Just by hovering the mouse along, you can see the menu options, and your company may choose to have all or just some of these modules. To access an item from the menu, simply hover over the menu and choose one of the items in the list. As you can see, for each menu there is an option to add, to see all, to view reports, and to view reports that have been customized for your company. The Actions module. The Actions module contains items to do. By clicking on all actions, we can see all of the actions that are outstanding. Each action has its own action ID and a description, a date that is due, number of days that it is overdue from being completed, a person who is responsible for completing that action, the site in which the action was first generated, and it could be an action is generated from within an event module, an audit module, the type of action that it is, whether it's about maintenance or compliance or training. Use the search panel at the top of the page to narrow down the list of actions. You can choose from any of the drop-downs. You could add free text. When you've made your selection, just click the search button and your list will be shown. This will narrow down the list. In this example, I'm only looking for actions where the word driver is contained. I can also use the Export to Excel to export my findings out to an Excel list. Or I can clear my search and start again. To open an action, I simply click on the ID, and that will take me to the action detail page. Inside the action detail page, I can review or I can add more information. Or if I am the owner of the action, this is where I might close the action. To return to the action list, I click the return at the bottom of the page. If I want to move to another module, for example events, I don't need to go back to the dashboard first. I can simply click the menu at the top for all events. I can see the date of the event, the title of the event type, whether it was a near miss, an incident, or perhaps an observed hazard, the reporting line to which this event related, when it was reported to the business, whether it has a risk, the site in which it occurred, the current status, and if it was closed, when it was closed. If it is due to be closed, I will see a close hyperlink. I can close the event by clicking on the close item here. If there have been actions assigned to this event, then I can see the number of actions in the list. To add a new event, I click on the Event menu and Add New Event. The page will open in Add Edit Detail View. The form should be completed, taking special note of the red asterisks, which are required fields. At any time, if you require help when filling in the fields, you can hover over the question marks and they will give you inline help. There are different types of fields on this form. We have drop-down lists, we have search boxes, we have buttons, we have date pickers, we have free text fields, and we have other selection boxes. Complete the details on the page and then click Add at the bottom. You'll be returned to the summary page. If there has been an injury, then you will be directed to the Injured Persons page. Complete the injured person's detail. Scroll to the bottom and choose Submit. As a manager, there may be ongoing information to add to that injured persons page. From the summary page, you can see how the injured person is showing on the right hand side, and you can at this point either edit information or you can add a new person. Back in the summary page, we'd be looking again at the status. In this example, status is awaiting closure. The investigation has been completed, all the details have been typed in, and the date completed has been added. The next step is to close the event. And the event will be closed by the person responsible, and in this case the person responsible is Albert Einstein. To close the event, click the hyperlink, provide a close comment, submit, and then confirm your submit. You'll be returned to the summary page and the status will become closed. This in essence completes the event process. However, you can also continue to add extra items such as corrective actions, notes, more detail about injured persons, any breaches, link any hazards, and also add any notifications as required. To add a corrective action, click the plus sign. Complete all the fields on the action. This action is linked to incident 459078. Complete all the fields, and then scroll to the bottom and click Add. Now once the action is completed, then you can come back in at any stage and put in a date closed. But for the moment we are creating the action for somebody to do. This action will appear on the dashboard as a to-do item. We can see actions we've created by clicking the drop-down list, and you can see in this example here the action ID, the description, and the person responsible. The action will appear on the person responsible's dashboard. Notes and documents are for adding photographs, witness statements, equivalent. Just simply choose an attachment, select, and then press OK. Can select photos, documents, Word documents, Excel documents, PDFs. The only constraint is that each item can be no greater than 5 megabytes in size. As we discussed before, the injured person can be edited at this point here, or if there were 2 people involved, perhaps you would add them as a second person. Those that are using the obligations module can link this event to a particular breach by clicking the plus sign. And if there are hazards linked to this event that you would like to indicate, just click on the plus sign, choose a hazard. If you wanted to go to the hazard module, you would see the event that is linked to this hazard from within the hazard module as well. When WorkSafe need to be notified, this is where you would add the notification. This brings us to the end of our event module demonstration. To return to the dashboard, just click the white house icon.